What's happening, everyone? Today we are getting the 123D polished, buffed, getting it looking a lot better than what it is. The paintwork on this car is extremely tired, it's faded, it's got like a horrible layer of like haze, and when it's clean it just looks horrible. It's the way that it was maintained before was just not good enough. It was lazy. Even if they washed the car themselves, probably didn't take much care, just using the one bucket, or maybe even taking it to those to Asda's or Tesco car washes and using the brush on it. That's what it looks like anyway. It's got a whole load of scratches all over it, not just swirl marks. We're gonna try and buff this up, make it look shiny, and yeah, hopefully just nicer quality of paint. We'll catch up with you guys when we're ready to get this thing cleaned up. I'll show you my process. Got the monsters ready for today. Should keep me and Aaron going. Got a lot of work to do. There we go. Snow foam in the wind. Never fun. Camera's now covered in snow foam. The joys. But yeah, now that that's done, we'll let that soak. I'll prepare my buckets. That's the car washed. Still got a few things to do. Need to decontaminate the paint. Now it's clean, no dirt on it. However, there still is everything that's currently embedded in the top layer of the paint, so of the clear coat. So the plan now is we will do some iron remover on obviously the main sort of impact areas, and some tar remover in the same place. Right, well, car's back inside now, so got all my stuff laid out. So we've got, for cutting, microfiber pad, ultimate compound, love this stuff, it's really good. And then polish, super resin polish, fresh bottle as well, I love it. This is really good. I've used this for years, like absolute years, and I've never been able to fault it. It does exactly what you want it to do, whilst also being really easy to buff off. And that, we'll use that with a medium pad. So that's the script for the buffing. And so we're going to clear it using a bit of McGuire's Quick Detailer, some fresh clay. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. I don't think I've ever seen something this bad. I've literally just done that small section. Look at the state of that. God, this is not going to be fun. Half the roof is done. That is disgusting. This is what happens when you don't look after your car in the right way. One side of the car been done. It is absolutely disgusting. This is by far the worst I've ever had. Look at the state of that, both sides. I don't even think this clay bar will last much longer. If I remold this into a different way, it's not going to be 100% clean. But I'm not looking for absolute perfection with this, but you can imagine if you skip the clay bar step, all of that rubbish would just get sucked into the pads, and it would just be swirled right around the paint. So there's no point in making the job harder, because then you're just going to be chasing your tail. So for as long as it takes to actually clay bar a car, it's worth it. So I wanted to show you guys something just really quickly. Now this is dried off, I can see it. So if you can see here, you've got a wee bit of dullness in the paint there. Now this car has just been fully washed, pre-wash, 3-bucket method. It's had the iron remover, tar remover. Yeah, this is still there even after clay barring as well. What that is, that's bird droppings. So if you leave those bird droppings on your car for too long, they do manage to damage the paint, and they can be at the point where it is literally unrepairable. So I don't know what I'll be able to do with that, but if I can do anything with it, we'll just see what it's like after going over it with the pads and see how it turns out. But yeah, if you get bird droppings on your car, wash it. Right, fully clay barred. Now that this is done, there's technically no contamination in the paint now. We can get like an honest idea of what kind of condition we're working with. So of course we can see it's extremely dull, faded, hazy. Every single word you can describe bad paint with, this is what this is. So we'll get the buffer out. Obviously start with the compound, take it nice and easy, and we'll see how this thing turns out. Right, quite clearly off of one pass, that's made an incredible difference, and this is just compound as well. So we've still got polish and wax to put on, but yeah, this looks good. So see here, this, let me see, nope. But you can see all the scratches there. Now if we come over to this bit, obviously not perfect, but I mean, hell of a lot better than the other side anyway. So yeah, these are good results so far. So crack on, see how the rest of the car looks. Had a bit of a disaster yesterday. Got pretty late by the time I finished cutting the car, so I had to leave with the job kind of half done. Didn't manage to get it polished, so I had to drive it home with freshly cut paint and no protection. But back here today, just had it cleaned up. It's looking alright. Now we need to get this thing polished. We can get it waxed as well. It should be looking good. There we go. The cutting's actually made a massive difference, but there's a lot more depth to the paint. There'll obviously be a few extra scratches and stuff that will be more reliant on polish to kind of fill them in. But yeah, this is the rear quarter I was saying as well yesterday. That looks a hell of a lot better than it did. So yeah, got good hopes for this one. Might actually turn out half decent. How do you think that looks? Let's see. Get some light on it. Obviously we've not got absolute perfection, but I am very happy with how this is turning out. as always, nothing goes to plan. Having another disaster. My buffers stopped working. It's just totally given up. Started reducing speed, didn't seem to have enough torque to kind of keep it spinning. And got a bit of a burning smell. Like it's just totally given up the ghost. Tried replacing the fuse and the plug, that's not worked. Double checked that the extensions and stuff that I was using were all alright, they were fine. So yeah, I don't have a buffer and the car is about 2/3 done. I'm not going to delay this any further. I'm just going to hand polish the rest of it. But yeah, it's going to be a big effort. Nothing's going to plan. I might have a solution. Bit ghetto, but if it works, I might be able to get away with this with less effort. Right, I'm going to try and clean this out to see if this does a decent job. The battery died. I think most gutting thing about today is more the fact that usually when it comes to detailing a car, you know you can get to the end. It's not one of those things where you're usually going to have like rusty bolts or something like that that's going to stop you dead in its tracks. So these are usually really satisfying things to do. But then you get problems like this, totally destroys all kinds of motivation. But I cannot be bothered waiting for another day to continue doing this or trying to get in touch with someone to try and borrow their buffer. I'm here now. I've got what I need. I'm pretty sure I can still do a decent job, just a bit more effort. But we'll see how it turns out in the end. It gives me a chance to get myself a new buffer. Maria's not going to be happy with me, but I think I've got something in mind. All done. God, doesn't that look good? $240,000 miles. Does it look like it? What a result. My days. That was an effort. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this process. Obviously, we hit a few kind of blockages along the way, but well worth it in the end. But yeah, if you've got any questions about my process, techniques, products, whatever, or if you've got any recommendations or any sort of advice or whatever, then please drop it in the comments down below, and I'm happy to sort of go through them, answer whatever you've got, or even listen to any sort of advice or criticism that you might have. But thank you so much for watching. Cheers for sticking around. I know this was quite a long video, but anyways, peace out. On to the next one.